Bhakti Charaswami, and unfortunately, Maharaj, it's our unfortunate that Maharaj departed this world this morning. And Bhakti Chara Maharaj is one of the very, very leading, prominent leader within the ISKCON society. And is a direct disciple of Prabhupada. And Maharaj was in many very leading positions, guiding many, many hundreds and thousands of devotees, greatly respected within the community, ISKCON community, and outside ISKCON also. If you have never watched, there's a serial called Abhay Charan. That is a biography of Srila Prabhupada. And that was contributed by Bhakti Chara Maharaj. So please, if you haven't watched that serial, it's all about Prabhupada's entire life from his birth to end. So you can watch, and that has been done by His Holiness Bhakti Chara Maharaj. And yeah, it's a great loss for our society. Unfortunate for all of us, leaving many of his disciples and aspiring disciples and so forth. But the good news is that he's gone back to Krishna. There's no question or doubt or any of those things one can have. So he's back to Krishna, and with Prabhupada, serving Krishna directly over there and showering his blessings from there to all of us. So let's remember Maharaj, Bhakti Chara Maharaj, and we're also having at 7 o'clock this evening. We'll be dedicating 7 to 8 this evening for Maharaj. We'll have some kirtan done by Maharaj and lecture by Maharaj. So if you have time, please do join at 7 o'clock. That's a different Zoom link that we usually post. So with that said, please offer your prayers to Maharaj. And we can go ahead and start our Bhagavatam today's session. Om Shuklam Bharadram Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturpujam Prasanna Vadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vigno Prashantaye Yasyatma Bhutasya Guru Prasadat Aham Vimuktosmi Sharira Bhandat Sarvopadeshtu Purushotamasya Tasyangre Padma Pranatosmi Nityam Prahlada Narada Parasara Pundarika Vyasam Risha Sukha Saunaka Bhishma Taldyan Rukmanga Udava Vibhishna Palgunadin Punyan Imam Parama Bhagavatam Namami Janmadi Asya Yeto Anvayad Idara Satcha Artyad Abhignaswarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Havaye Mukhyantiyaha Suraya Tejo Vari Mritamita Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Amrisa Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasa Koham Satyam Param Dhimahi Dharma Prochita Kaitava Atra Paramo Nirmat Saranam Satam Vedyam Vastavam Atra Vastu Sivadam Tapatrayo Moolanam Srimad Bhagavate Maha Munikrit Kimva Parair Ishvaraha Sadyo Hridi Avarudyate Atra Kritibihi Sushu Subhi Takshanat Nigama Kalpataror Kalitam Palam Sukamukat Amritam Dhruva Samyuktam Vipada Bhagavatam Rathamalaya Muraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Vasudeve Bhavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayati Asu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayat Ahaitukam Shunvatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shavana Kirtanaha Hridayantasto hi abhadrani vidunoti shuhrit satam. Nastapayeshu abhadeshu nityam bhahavata sevaya. Bhavati uttamasloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. Vasudeva para veda, Vasudeva para makaha, Vasudeva para yoga, Vasudeva para kriyaha, Vasudeva para jnanam, Vasudeva param tapah, Vasudeva paro dharma, Vasudeva para gatihi. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Nama Sankirtan Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Samanattam Namami Harim Param. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In the last session, we saw the story of Chitraketu. We haven't completed yet. Parikshit Maharaj inquired to Shukadeva Goswami about how was that possible that Vritrasura, being an asura, being a demon, can be so much devoted. Even being born as human, people are not devoted. But being an asura, how is that he was such a great soul, completely detached? And asked this question, then Parikshit Maharaj, Sukadeva Goswami started narrating the story of Chitraketu. There was a king, Chitraketu, who was happy with everything, but then he didn't have a child. And at that point of time, he happened to receive a great sage called Angira. Angira Rishi came and then he blessed him with a child. Kritadyuti, who was the king's primary principal queen, got the child, Arshashoka, the child's name, who was meant to give both happiness and distress. Irrespective of whether the Angira Muni says you'll have a child who will give both happiness or distress, I think it's by default that is applicable for anyone who have children. And we might be happiness and distress to our parents, and our children could be cause of our happiness and distress. So I think this is not a curse, this is a nature of the world. That's my understanding. We cannot avoid it. Children, if they can bring happiness as well, and also they will bring sadness as well. So that's the nature of children, and we are also children to our parents, and we also commit the same thing, bring happiness and sadness to our parents at times. Of course, our parents do the same thing to their parents. Mata yasya grihe nasti bharya chapriya vadini aranyam tena gantavyam Yatharanyam tata griham. There is a Chanakya Pandit, a very, very wise a philosophical person who lived many years back. He says, a person who has no mother at home and whose wife does not speak sweet words. Okay, two things he says. A person who has no mother at home and whose wife does not speak sweet words. Not that one person should have both. It could be possibly of one might not have the other one, so forth. So anyway, if a person lack of these things, for such a person, living at home or living in the forest is equal, Chanakya Pandit says. Right? So how should have a woman? Women are the one who brings light, happiness, joy, everything in the family. If the house is called a grahastha house, house of a household, if it's a household life, then household without a woman has no value. Therefore, Chanakya Pandit says it is as good as you're living in the forest, right? What's the use of living like this? Similarly, here's the point. For a woman who has no son, who is not cared for by her husband or by her friends and relatives, or not well treated by her servants, for that woman, that the house is as good as forest. Okay, this is an important point also to understand. So in the last class, when I was mentioning that Chitraketu was praying to, requesting Angira that he should have a son. If he doesn't have a son, then he might go to hell. So after the class, one of the kid attending this class asked me a question. So those who does not have a child will go to hell? So that doesn't seem to be a nice idea, nice thing. Because whether to have a child or not to have a child, it is not in our hands, right? It's all based on God's grace. In fact, that's the truth. Therefore, this kid was asking me, so how is that a person who does not have a child, why should that person should go to hell? The answer is that is as per the Dharma Shastra, who's following the rules of Varnashrama system and Karma Yoga. Yes, that is the thing, because if the parents doesn't have a son and they die, and who is going to do the Shraddha ceremony, the yearly thing that has to happen? If that is not being done, the parents may be suffering the hellish condition. For that reason, the kings and those days people are very concerned they should have a child. Then that's one answer. Second answer that I gave to this kid is that, but if the parents, if the couple who doesn't have a child is devoted to God, then it really doesn't matter when it comes to a point of liberation or moksha. When someone is aspiring for moksha, it doesn't really matter whether you have a child or you don't have a child. Moksha is not based on the criteria whether you're a parent or you're not a parent. The moksha is based on the criteria whether you're a bhakta or not a bhakta, abhakta. Whether you're devoted to God or not devoted to God. That is what qualifies a person to get moksha. Whether you have one child or two child or 10 child, it really doesn't matter. Okay? But it matters for one who's concerned about having heavenly life, not to suffer in the hell. For those people, yes, they should have a child. Otherwise, no. So that was the answer or response that I gave to that question. Now, coming back to our story here, Angira blessed the king with the child, and the king, in due course of time, his wife conceived the child, and then child was born in a year's time. And the king and the queen was spending so much time with the child, so much attached to the child, and everything revolving around the child. Because just imagine, for human like us, we don't have a child for a couple of years, 2 years, even 10 years, 15 years, and someone gets a child, how much we will be attached to this child. Consider, think about Chitraketu, 10 million wives. That means how many years he must have spent. Can't even imagine. Then he got a child. So he was pretty much very, 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 very attached to the kid. But this was not appreciated and liked by his co-wives, the other wives. And because he was not spending time with them, they were neglected. They were sometimes not treated well by others, because the king was only focusing on this wife, the first wife, and the child, and everyone were not just giving respect to the other wives, because the king doesn't, he himself was not caring for them. So that really upset the others. So the message we learned from this episode, from this section, is that we might like someone, we might like focus our relationship with that particular person. But is there something to say?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Would you mind just holding on? Don't forget your question. Let me continue and then I can open for question. Okay?
Okay.
Please don't forget your question. Now, in the relationship, we might have a favorite person. We might like someone. We might spend a lot of time with that person. But we should also be very conscious, have awareness. The other members within around that relationship are also there. So we should be able to care for them also, spend some time with them also, not to neglect them. That is not the right thing. If we do that, then obviously it's going to create unnecessarily disturbance within the relationships that we have. Therefore, yes, everyone has some favorite person within the family, within the friends, and so forth. But that does not mean we only focus on this person and then start ignoring the other members. And that is not the right way to do. So we have to be inclusive of everyone, in spite of we have some favorite one. In that way, everyone feels they are respected by others, especially by this person. So the king failed to do so. What happened? They got upset. The wives got upset, and they draw a plan. And the plan was to get the attention out of this king towards them. What to do? Remove the attachment. What's the best way to remove the attachment? You can't go and tell the king, tell the wife, come and spend time with me. No, it's not going to happen. So remove the object from them. That which is we are attached to something, right? Two things are possible. One is we voluntarily move the object away from us. Number two, if we don't do that one, then forcefully that object will be removed from our vicinity or proximity. So the king is not going to voluntarily get detached from his son and his wife. Therefore, let's make it by force. So they planned it and they gave poison to the kid and finished the life of the child. And next day morning, the news spread everywhere, and the king came, lamented, so much so he couldn't stand even for a minute. He was falling off. And the wife, the mother of the child, was cursing the creator. She was telling the God, the creator God, was unintelligent person, inexperienced person. So he made a lot of mistakes. He makes mistake. So I might have told this one. I was reading an article by one scientist. And in this article, he made a point how God is imperfect. Okay. Because in the corporate world, or in everything that you have, you see in anything that we do, there is contingency planning. Contingency planning means if plan A fails, there's a plan B always, right? Always. So, for example, I am using this device in front of me. What in case if device crashes? Well, I have a second device, my phone. I can immediately get connected, and the class can continue. So it's always a plan, backup plan for everything in life that we are trying to do in our life, right? But this person, the scientist says, God is inexperienced person. Why? Because you see how many heart we have. Only one heart we have. If he was an intelligent person, he could have kept, there's another space, empty space, right? Over here on the right hand side. Left side, we have a heart. He could have put something over here on the right hand side, a second backup heart. If the first heart breaks down, the second comes automatically, right? There's an active and passive. We could have done, God could have done this one. He didn't do this one. Therefore, he's a very inexperienced person that we call something as God. Likewise, Kritadyuti was also cursing or complaining out of our frustration that God is imperfect. God is imperfect. But then King couldn't tolerate any of this thing. Nothing was going into his ears as he was crying, screaming, beating his chest and head. At that point of time, Angira Muni, who gave the child to this couple, he arrived with Narada Rishi. This time, an additional Rishi, he came. Now, both of them came, and Chitraketu was in his lamentative mood. Then he saw some sannyasi, some saints were there. He was asking, who are you? He was asking, who are you, right? He couldn't even remember because his eyes were clogged with tears. He couldn't even properly see, continuously crying out. So Angira Muni introduced himself. Well, it's okay. Looks like you're going through some difficult situation in life. And he said, this happens. You're not an exception. This happens to anyone and everyone. We all have to depart from this world one point of time. Only thing is we don't know when that's going to happen to us, but it's going to happen to all of us. Like we also saw an example, how the particles all come together to one place, and due to the heavy wind, the particles get separated and get mixed with another particle. It is an unpermanent situation. The life in this world is very unpermanent. And the people that we are having around us are also not permanent. Everyone is temporary, right? We try to hold on to these people, my husband, my child, my son, my so-and-so, my lover. We try to hold on to these things. But how much can we hold? We don't have that power to hold anyone in our life. Therefore, everything that we see around us is all temporary. It's going, including ourselves. Everything is temporary in this world. So why are you lamenting for that which is temporary? Why are you lamenting for these things? And why you people are cursing God? Why are you cursing God? Nachamam tani karmani nibandante dhananjaya udasinavat asinam asaktam teshu karmasu. In the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says this one. Nachamam tani karmani. He says, I am not affected by any of these things. And no one, I'm completely detached from any of these things. I'm not affected by any of these things. I take always a neutral position, udhasina. I always take a neutral position. That's my part. So what happens in the whole creation is, this is how we ended in our last class also, and we are continuing, seeing the recap here, because this is a very important topic that we should know and clear in our head and in our heart. Therefore, I'm repeating some of these things. So in a field, in an agricultural field, a farmer who has, say, 100 acres of land, okay, on the northern side of the land, he cultivates want to cultivate a mango tree. On the eastern side, he is working towards a banana tree. On the western side, he works on the apple tree. And in the southern side, he is working on some beautiful flowers. So it's this property, 100 acres of property, north, south, east, west, is dividing these things and putting everything. And with the time of at the time of harvest, if I have no experience about what harvesting, what farming, agriculture is, I go to this farm, which I saw one few months back. Now I go there with this farmer and I see and ask him the question, what is this? Is this your land? He says, yes, this is my land. Well, did you use everything that is needed? Water, fertilizer, everything? Yes. The sunlight? Yes. Then why do you have mango tree over there? Why do you have an apple tree on this side? Why do you have a flowers here? And why do you have a banana tree over there? Why do you have differences here in your land? If the land belongs to you, if everything is common, sun is also common, fertilizer is common, water is common, the land is common land, then why do you see difference in this land? And the farmer said, looks like you don't know the basics of agriculture. It all depends on the seed that we put. I put the mango seed over there. I got a mango tree. I put a banana seed over there. I got a banana tree, and so forth. This, based on what we sow, that is what is going to be reaped. Therefore, the farmer became a primary or the cause for providing these things. But whether it's a mango tree or whether it's a banana tree or whether it's a rose plant or whatever it is, it all depends on the seed that goes in. And that seed is nothing but individual karma. Okay, please understand, this is an important topic. God provides us everything in our life. He creates the Prakriti. He creates this universe. He creates whatever this Panchabhuta and everything, and then makes all the facilities available, like a farmer is making everything available. Now, based on individual karma, one is rich, another one is poor. One is knowledgeable, one is not. One is handsome, one is not. One is ugly. And one is male, one is female. One is animal, another one is human. So we see all the difference not by God's choice. It's based on the karma of the individual Atma. Therefore, they come into existence over here and exercise their karmas. Whenever we do anything, God takes this role of a udasina. Udasina means neutral pose. He just watches. He simply watches. That's all. Okay. He simply watches. Why in the first place he has to take the udasina position? Why not he stop? Why can't he just stop certain things? Well, if God interferes in certain things, then one cannot exercise the karma. There's always a law of karma, right? If there's a law of karma, then it has to go on. For that to happen, God has to play a role of udasina. Udasina means neutral. Okay? And after that, anumanta. Anumanta means the person who grants, approves an action, irrespective of whether it's a good action or whether it's a bad action. The approval comes from God. Okay. Well, one might ask a question at this stage. So please understand, the first stage is udasina. Udasina means God being neutral. The question is, why God has to be neutral? If God is not neutral, the karma will not get executed. Karma has to go on. God will not, not that he cannot interfere, but he doesn't interfere. That's how it is. Okay, he doesn't interfere in that one. Let the things happen as per karma. Now, the second position he takes is Anumanta. Anumanta means God approves one's action. Now one might ask the question, well, first time, okay, he let it go according to the karma. Now, why is he approving? If someone is doing bad thing, someone is doing good thing, he's approving, okay, thank God, no problem. I don't have questions with that one. If someone is doing bad thing, why God has to approve? This is also has to be understood very clearly. If God does not approve anything, that means we are independent of God, then we can do anything and everything that we wanted to do. There is no interference of God. And there are schools of thoughts, philosophies, where it says God is just instrument. He does not sanction. Okay, there are schools of thoughts like that. But that is not the Sanatana Dharma, what we are reading, what we're trying to understand. God also is also instrument. He also sanctions the action. If he doesn't sanction, there's a problem. Problem is, one can do anything and everything. For that reason, God has to take a role of approver, irrespective of whether it's a good action or a bad action. He has to approve it. Otherwise, God only approves good action. He does not approve bad action, means he doesn't have control over that area. God is Ishvara. Ishvara means he controls everything. Not that he can only control certain things, he cannot control certain things. He can control everything. Therefore, he approves good thing also. He approves bad thing also. Okay. Now, one might then not agree to Lord, right? That's a point that we made. Second one. Now, the next question arises here is why God has to let people go through their karma. Why can't God be compassionate and forgive all the karma, right? Why can't God forgive all the karma and give moksha to everyone? Is that not a valid question? In Udasina stage, we saw God is taking a neutral position because one has to exercise their karma. Number two, he took the stage of Anumanta because everything has to be granted and approved by God. We understood 2 points now. Now the question is, why God being omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent, compassionate, karunyam, right? An ocean of mercy. We hear these things. Being like this, why can't he remove everyone's karma and give moksha to everyone? Everyone, right? Is it a valid question? Question is valid question. Yes. Now we should understand something here. Okay, when there is, say, we are in this country, United States. Okay, and when I was speaking to one of my friend many years back, he was just talking to me that India is wonderful, India is great, and so forth, and everyone is working towards going to America. Very good, that's fine. Individual choices, these things are. Now, if this person doesn't want to come to America, one of my friends is not interested to come to America. He's happy to stay in India. Now I'm telling him that the President of United States is opening up the gate for anyone, and it's not going to happen. We know that. This is just for us to understand. That is opening up the doors, the immigration, that anyone and everyone who is interested to come to America can come. Okay? We can see what's going to happen at that point of time. Is the entire population of the other side of minus America, everyone else is going to come into America? I don't know. We don't know. There could be people, a part of people who might migrate into America, United States, or there could be people who are still not wanting to come to America. They are happy where they are. Yes, there could be many people who doesn't want to come to America. They are happy where they are in their country. They're really happy. So if I'm giving you a green card, I'm making you a citizen. What is the use of you giving me citizenship? What is the use of me giving green card as citizenship when I'm not interested? I'm not interested to come to America. Why are you giving me all these benefits? I don't want, right? So likewise, the same thing. Going back to God, it shouldn't be out of God's choice. It should be based on individual's choice. Okay? It should be based on individual's choice. If you don't like to get moksha, if you're not interested to be with God, what is the point of you going there? There's no point. Rather, you realize and understand when you come to the point of, yes, everything is Krishna, I want to go back to Him. And that stage is called Sharanagati. There's always an option God gives. You don't need to suffer and go through all the karmas. You don't need to suffer at all. Right? There's one more program called Sharanagati. If you surrender to me, I will remove all your karmas, everything wiped off, and you can come back to me. God is compassionate. But if you don't want to surrender to me, I'm not going to be upset with you. I'm not angry with you. You do whatever you want. Whenever you are ready to surrender, I'm here waiting for you. I will take you back. So that's the God's program. That's God's program. So God therefore takes this Anumanta position. And the next he goes into Dyutaka. Dyutaka is a third stage where God takes. In this, he encourages that person to continue doing in the area what he wants to do. If I want to think of doing something good for the society, that is my choice, then God just watches sitting in my heart. He's just watching what I'm thinking. Oh, this guy is thinking what? Okay, I don't want to interfere in this thought process. Udasina. Well, I'm thinking, why don't we do some gathering together and discuss about Bhagavatam? God says, go for it. Anumanta, he blesses. Next, not only he stops there, Dyutaka, now he gives an intelligence to us by providing people around us to help us to make this event happen. He gives some intelligent people, he gives some intelligence within us how to make all this happen. Otherwise, if not, we'll be thinking, unless and until we come physically together, where we got together in Hindu temple and we had Bhagavatam, the center is closed, that means we cannot have Bhagavatam. No, God gives an intelligence. Well, you can use Zoom, you can use all the different Skype and all the different things that are there. You can make it happen. Right? So God becomes Dyutaka to make things happen. It applies for the other side of the good things to bad things as well. Okay. So these are the position that God takes. And when we understand this, where we fit into this whole thing, we can understand God is the primary cause. And then I am plays the Vishesha cause. Vishesha means the detailed cause. Okay. There is a Samanya Karana and there is a Vishesha Karana. Samanya Karana or providing the land, providing the fertilizer, providing the water, there is providing the sunlight, right? These things are all Samanya Karana. And the specific seeds that goes into the thing, that is a Vishesha Karana. It's a mango seed. It's a banyan tree seed, right? This is a rose seed. Those are specific things, Vishesha. And God does not interfere in Vishesha. The Vishesha Karana is all happens because of me, I as an individual, because I've been given a choice in my life. I've been given a free will what I want to do. Otherwise, we all will become like a toys in the hands of God. And many times people have the statement that we are all toys in the hands of God, the Supreme God, right? That's not the true statement. God is not so evil that he makes all of us like a puppet. Like, he is just sitting over there in a high chair and relaxing and having a rocking chair and nicely and playing all of us. You suffer now. You enjoy now. God is not going to do any of these things. He is not so cheap like people like us who sometimes enjoy when others are suffering. Right? He is not so cheap. He is with all the Kalyana Guna. Kalyana Guna means all beautiful, wonderful, amazing qualities. Amazing qualities. He is not going to behave like that. And he's not going to do partiality business. He is equal to everyone. equally takes care of everyone. It's an individual choice. All of us should understand the greatness of God, and we have to work towards God, appreciating what He has done in our life. So Angira Muni was saying all this thing to uh, Chitraketu, and at that point of time, he also introduced Narada Muni. This is Brahma's mind-born son. I brought him here, who can give you more instructions. And Chitraketu was enlivened just by hearing these words. And he said, please enlighten me. Enlighten me. I heard many great sages and saints. They all wander all over different places. Sanat Kumara, Angira yourself, Narada, Devala, Asita, Parasurama, Kapila, Sukadeva, Durvasa, Yajnavalkya, Romaharshana. So many people are great sages. They travel all over the places. The purpose they travel all over the places is to give proper knowledge to people like me. The king is telling, ignorant people like me. Right? Mostly, if this does not happen, then we'll be dwelling further deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into the darkness. We'll be becoming so thick. Our ignorance will become much more thicker, and it will become very hard. Therefore, saintly people travel all over the place, and they come to rectify and reclaim these fallen souls. So Angira Muni and Narada Rishi were talking to King Chitraketu at that point. And Narada Muni, as he was glorifying how bhakti should be performed. Life is very short, right? Life is very short. And the whole idea is to not to get attached to this body, which we are going to live, but then to attach to Atma and Paramatma. And as we are getting older and older and older, we have to become more serious spiritually, not to get more attached materially. And Narada Muni was giving all these wonderful advices to Chitraketu, King Chitraketu. And don't be worried and feel bad about relatives and friends who are passing away. The natural feeling of a separation will be there, but don't get settled in those things. Don't get settled in those things, because you're crying for someone today and someone is going to cry for you tomorrow. As he said, Narada Muni turned towards the dead body. The child is lying down there. I mean, the dead body of the child was there still. The mother was around and the father was there. And Narada Muni turned around to this dead body and spoke, saying that Jiva, meaning the living entity, see how your father and mother are lamenting, how your relatives are all overwhelmed with grief because of you passing away. Why are you making them suffer? You should come back here, back to life, and become king after your father. Come back. Narada Muni was saying like this, and a very interesting thing happened at that point. The child got back life. Interesting, right? The child got up. The child got up, came back to life. The child came back to life. Kasmin janmani ami mayam. Pitaro matro bhavan karmabir brahmya manasya devatriyan yonishu. He says that according to one's result of karma, one get born into certain family. Right? Why I've been born with this feature, to this father, to this mother, in this country, is based on one's karma. Why I am not born as a tiger? Maybe my qualities are like tiger, but physically I'm a human. Why I am not born as a pig? Why not as a vegetable? Why not as an insect? Right? No one really have to be concerned about these things, because transmigration keeps happening. Today I am a potato. Maybe I'm potato by my face, but I'm just talking about a real potato. Potato. Tomorrow I am a potato. Today I am a potato. Tomorrow I can become a pumpkin. Later I can become a watermelon. Then I can become any other different bodies. You can see this is temporary. If I'm going to remove this kurta and throw this into the laundry basket, do I sit and start crying about it? Oh, my kurta has gone into laundry basket. Oh, what am I going to do? My life is gone. No. It is a kurta which is going into the recycle. It is a body that goes into the recycle. The earth goes to earth, the water goes to water, the air goes to air, the ether goes to ether, the fire goes to fire. The 5 elements that the body is made of, they go to respective bhutas. What is the remaining out of this is Atma. Atma is free of any of this matter, material thing. You can burn the body, you cannot burn the Atma. You can't do any of those things to Atma. So Atma is alive all the time, eternal. This is all spoken by the child. Just an FYI, if you, because we have been speaking about so many things like this, do not get confused. Now the baby, the dead baby who came back to life is speaking about these things. Pitaro matro bhavan karmabir brahmyamanasya deva tiryan nru yonishu. How can I accept someone as my parent? The child is telling. Because in my last life, I had a different set of father, mother. Before that, I had a different set of father, mother. I gone through many lifetimes with so many different father, mother. Now you are my father, mother. My next life, I'm going to have a different father, mother. So who is really my father and mother? Right? Who's my real father, mother? The child was asking. If you keep changing something, that means that does not belong to you, or that cannot be a permanent thing for you. Right? We keep on changing and changing and changing and changing and changing. Therefore, the child was saying, like how Angira Muni gave an example of a particle coming together. Likewise, the child was also giving an example that the river carries many things it carries. And life keeps changing. As it comes to different juncture, it collects more particles or more logs, and it moves on. And it gets separated, and it moves on. It gets separated. New set comes. So friends and relatives and enemies and whatever you can think, it's all just a short period of time we are all coming together as bodies. If we get caught in an ideas of identifying ourselves with bodies, then there's a big problem that we are going to sit and cry for when these bodies goes away. So here is the time for you to think, I'm not your son and you're not my father. Okay? And the reason that I'm saying this is because this is temporary. Temporarily we are connected, that's all. It's not a permanent situation. Like how yata vastani panyani hemadini tatastata. He gives another example saying that how a gold ornaments, you buy a gold, right? The gold from the jewelry, it comes to you. You buy a gold bar, you buy a gold biscuit or whatever they call a bar, a coin. You buy this thing and you go give to the ornament, the maker, the pawn, and he's going to make some ring or something like that. You use the ring for some time and that ring goes to someone else, right? And someone else uses that one and that given to someone else. So you can see that things that keep on moving in life. Likewise, the Jivatma also keep on moving constantly, moving up and down, different bodies. But for one who understands this, they will not lament. Dehino asmin yata dehin kaumaram yavvanam jara tata dehantra prapti dhira sastra na muyati. So the child spoke like this, and the king was attentively hearing. And the child was telling, no one is dear to anyone. Please understand that. No one is dear to anyone. And everyone is looking for something or the other from others. Right? One might be telling, no, I don't want my husband's money. And husband can tell, I don't want anything from my wife. We are not expecting anything. Why do you say like this? Well, are you not expecting love from each other? Are you not expecting that person should be affectionate towards you? That is also an expectation. If the expectation is not met, frustration comes. So no, therefore the jiva, this boy was telling, no one is really dear to anyone. No one is really dear to anyone. Therefore, no one is real friend. No one is real relative. No one is real enemy. Everything is temporary. After saying this one, the child departed, left the body. It went again. It didn't just stay back and start having nice food and enjoying toys and all those things. It left the body and went away to the next destination, whatever the destination is. And the king became very, very aware. He had a heavy dose now. Angira gave a dose. Narada Muni gave a dose. To his surprise, his own son gave a big dose. Yes, it taken such a heavy thing for him. But at times, we have to give doses to people, right? If you don't give dose, we'll become lazy. Sometimes we have to be heavy. That's why when we read sometimes a Bhagavatam and all those things, we see some things are too much for us. Why? If we keep on telling light things, then we might take it lighter. Therefore, there should be some heavy message to awaken us, our consciousness. Because we are so lazy people, we sleep. Sleep means not literally sleeping. Eyes are open, but we are sleeping. Spiritually, we are sleeping. That's the point. Spiritually, we are all sleeping. So therefore, Bhagavatam awakens us. Get up. Enough of sleeping. Get up. Jeev Jago, Jeev Jago. There's a beautiful song. It's enough of sleeping in the laps of Maya. Get up now. Get serious in your life. You've gone through so many lives like this. Why don't you dedicate this one life to Krishna? Right? You've done so much, enjoyed so much. How many times you enjoyed your childhood? How many times you went to school? How many times you enjoy the credits that you get, merits that you got from your success in your life? How many times you lamented for many things that happen in your life? How many times you enjoyed by marriage? How many times you enjoy the pleasure of marriage, having a children, having wealth, having properties, having name and position and possessions? How many times have you done this one? Why don't this one lifetime give it to Krishna? Why don't you give it to God? Therefore, Bhagavatam is sometimes or many times you can see it's heavy. We have to become serious in our life. If there's no seriousness, then life is going to go on the way that carried by the waves of material existence. After the son passed away, king went to Yamuna and did whatever he needs to do as a final rites that he's supposed to do. He did all those things. And the Narada Muni gave the instruction to Chitraketu about how to meditate on the Supreme Lord, Shankarshana, how to meditate on the Supreme Lord. And he instructed him on this thing. And Chitraketu, following the instructions of Narada, he was not thinking that I'm already depressed, I'm lost my son. Why should I meditate now? When my mind is all right, that's when I start chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. My mind is so disturbed now. Why should I chant now? Why should I do puja now when I'm already disturbed? Well, we should understand, because you're already disturbed, therefore you do this one so that you won't be disturbed. That's the idea. People don't understand this one. People are thinking they should only do meditation, or they should only do dhyana, they should only chant when they are in peace, when there's no problems, when everything is going nice. But that's not the purpose of all the scriptures that we are reading. The whole purpose of doing all this thing is, even when you're disturbed, only thing you can do is spiritually engaging your mind in the names of God by hearing more Bhagavatam, by hearing more Bhagavad Gita, by associating more with saintly people. People should understand this one, not to lock down ourselves because I am sad, something gone wrong in my life. When I get relieved from mentally, then I will come out of the house. Let me freeze myself. And that is not the solution. And that's not the solution given by Narada Muni also, or any of the great sages. And Chitraketu understood that one. There's no point in me locking down myself. Now that Narada has given me an instruction, let me meditate on the Supreme Lord. So he took the instruction very seriously, and he followed the instruction as well. And he got the darshan of the Supreme Lord. And Supreme Lord blessed him with bhakti, blessed him with all the wealth of knowledge, especially wealth of knowledge. And Chitraketu became very happy after that in his life. And he was traveling with this on the spaces. He was traveling different places. While he was traveling different places, he happened to pass through Kailash. Happened to pass through Kailash. While he was passing through Kailash, he saw Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati. Mother Parvati was sitting on the lap of Lord Shiva. And there were many kinkaras, many servants of Lord Shiva, many sages, great people were around in that assembly. And Lord Shiva was sitting, and Mother Parvati was sitting on the lap of Lord Shiva, her husband. Chitraketu passed a comment. Look at Lord Shiva, such a great person, but how he is sitting in front of this assembly, in front of everyone, making his wife sit on the lap. Is this how in public place you appear? This is how you respect the public? This is how you behave in public? Chitraketu passed a comment like this. Heard by Shiva, he did not react to the situation. He was calm. He did not get angry. He was calm because he understood the mood of Chitraketu, because Chitraketu was just passing something as a comment, passing comment. He did not really meant by his heart. He knows the position of Lord Shiva. He knows the position of Mother Parvati. He was just passing some comment. But what happened was, Mother Parvati got completely upset, angry. She was burning out of anger because an insult, saying something like this. Therefore, Mother Parvati cursed Chitraketu to become an asura. And Chitraketu, understanding the situation, he came and fell at the feet of them and asked for forgiveness, but did not ask for him to get relieved from the curse. He understood that the mistake has been made. Therefore, he accepted the curse, but asked for the forgiveness and left. And Lord Shiva was praising Chitraketu for his wonderful behavior of coming and expressing himself how he was. We can understand from Lord Shiva that how one should behave. A person might have hundreds of bad qualities, but what type of person we are is based on what we look upon. Okay? If I look upon out of 100, 99 bad qualities are there and one good quality is there, then I will only think about that 99 bad qualities because I myself in that consciousness. But if I was a good guy, good person, a sattvic person who knows everything, what is right and what is wrong, and know what's a good thing I need to look into, even the bad person, then I would look at the one good quality, not the 99 bad qualities. We covered this in different session also, how one sees certain things. So Lord Shiva was seeing good thing in Chitraketu. He was not seeing the bad aspect of it. Why he did like this? He should have done like this. He should have behaved like this. He should repent for. He didn't see any of those things. He saw he's a nice person. Mistake everyone makes, right? Everyone makes mistake. But then as this person done good things, yes, he has done good things. Likewise, in our relationship also, we might have very good relationship with our sister, our brother, our mother, our uncle, everything. Right? Relation should have been a very nice relationship. But at one point of time, some friction happens, right? There could be a friction happen in that relationship. At that point of time, if a person is a wise person, that wise person will immediately start thinking about what all good things this person has done in my life. Right? What all good things this person has done in my life. When we start thinking about the good things this person has done in our life, then the one bad thing that that person has done can be forgiven. When we forgive that things, then that shows that I've given importance to the relationship much more than the mistake this person has done. Lord Shiva exhibited this wonderful quality in the story of Chitraketu. And the same Chitraketu who accepted the curse of Mother Parvati is one who was born as Vritrasura. Now we connected everything together. Vritrasura was a great, wonderful devotee, but born as Asura. How did he get these wonderful qualities was the question. Question was answered by Sukadeva Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj, saying that this King Chitraketu, because of this curse, has appeared as Vritrasura. But because he was a wonderful devotee, he was able to carry on in his next life as well. And when this life, he was very careful and made his goal to return back to Krishna. He doesn't want to come back again into this material world. With that said, we are pretty much done with Canto 6. Only one chapter left, but we are pretty much done with chapter 6. Canto 6. And the next canto is a well-known story to everyone, is coming up, where we'll see the story of Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad, Lord Narasimhadev. 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. It's going to be a very interesting canto, canto, which has a lot of nice, beautiful things in that canto. We'll hear that in our next session. Any questions? Rukmini, you had a question in start, but I'm sorry I stopped you. Could you please ask your question? And then we can open up for other questions. Can you speak louder?
Yes, Prabhuji, I had the question of the Chitra and Gupta's wife. Why did they plan to kill the son? It's not good.
It is not good. I know you're quite sad about it, right?
Yes.
You're not happy about it. Therefore, we should know some people will be there, some bad people will be there always. Right? We should be careful. We should be careful, and we should know how to deal with bad people also in our life.
Okay.
That's why I was telling those things, how we have to take care of a relationship, how we should be good to everyone, so that people does not get upset with us. But it has to come naturally. It shouldn't be artificially. We are good to everyone. That's a quality, to be good to all. Okay. Okay. All the best. Any other questions? Anyone wants to share any points, any realization, reflection? What were the words of mantra taught to King Chitra Ketu? Shankara teachings. Is it famous Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva? No. He was just teaching him how to meditate on Lord. This is, first of all, this is Shankara is not Lord Shiva. Shankarshana. Shankarshana is one of the expansion of Vishnu. Vasudeva, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Shankarshana. Okay. Shankarshana is another form, expansion of Vishnu. So he was taught how to meditate on Shankarshana, the expansion of Lord Vishnu. Meditation has been taught to him. How to do that?
Prabhuji, what is the meaning of Sankarshana?
One who drives or pulls things together, Shankarshana. That's how it. What's the literal meaning of Shankarshana is one who pulls things together. Okay. And there's again details of what was the expansion of Shankarshana, where Lord Shiva, where Shiva falls into that particular category, Shankarshana category, and Brahma falls into this one and that one and so forth. But that's all we'll see later. Any other questions related to this? Thank you, Greg. Please ask questions if you have anything or you want to share something. At least say Hare Krishna, and so I know you're also active. So I see someone here.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you. I see someone with a name here called Vedavati. Are you joining for the first time, or you've been with us that I didn't notice? Vedavati iPhone. iPhone is not the last name, I know very well. Vedavati, can you please introduce yourself? Okay. P2127. May I know who that is? P2127. Okay. All right. If there's no other questions or no other introduction here, I'm going to. Yes.
Guruji, Vedavati is my mother. I am Dr. Arati. I am Ashok Segu's sister from Bangalore.
Wonderful. Thank you. So you're from Bangalore.
Yes. It's wonderful listening to you. I've been listening I've been listening all your classes. I'm Ashok Segu's sister.
Very nice. Happy to have your family and your mother here as well. Thank you for joining. inspiring us.
My parents, my kids, myself and my husband, all of us are listening to you. We both are doctors. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you again. Okay, if there is no other questions or anything to talk, I just want to take 5 minutes to share something. Today is the starting of Chaturmasya. Chaturmasya is considered to be the 4 month. Chatur means 4, Masya means month, 4 month, 4 months. Starting from today, and it goes for 4 months. Okay, and these 4 months are considered to be very, very unique and very special. And many saintly people who are into the path, who are spiritually inclined, they spend a lot of time in this 4 month, as much as they could, on engaging themselves spiritually. Very much. And this is applicable for grahasthas also. So what we do usually on these 4 months is we fast from certain items. The first month, we fast from the items like, this palak, sag item. There's where the drumstick leaves or methi, green methi leaves, and palak and these things. We fast from these things in the first month. And second month we fast from another item, milk, and another one is yogurt, another one is milk, and last one is urad dal. Okay, so I'm requesting, if that is possible for you, this is very good, very simple. You just fast from these items every month. And as we go to the second month, I'll tell you about the second month, also remind you about the second month. For now, from today onwards, we'll fast from this greeny, leafy items, of which has a lot of protein. We don't want to aggravate our things. That's the reason behind these things. We can talk more about this if you have questions. And another thing I was thinking is, this month, if we all can commit ourselves that we will chant 4 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra first month, 4 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Those who are in India, you can start from tomorrow, because it's already late for you. You can start from tomorrow. 4 rounds of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I didn't mean to say 4 times. I said 4 rounds, meaning 4 into Hare Krishna Mahamantra into 108 into 4 times. And it is not hard. It takes only 30 minutes. It only takes 30 minutes, 4 times 108 Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So I'm requesting you all this month, whatever you do, this 4 months, whatever you do, it has lot of spiritual benefits. So first month, we all agree to chant 4 rounds Hare Krishna Mahamantra. In the second month, we agree to chant 8 rounds of Mahamantra. And in the third month, 12 rounds. And the fourth month, we chant 16 rounds of Mahamantra. Do not get panicked. Do not get taken back. It is possible. We have to commit something in our life. It's not money or it's not anything else. All has been requested is your time. Time for Krishna. Nothing has been taken away from you. Krishna is asking, give me 30 minutes this month, 1 hour next month, 90 minutes third month, 2 hours in the fourth month. Do not be worried about the fourth month now and stop doing, why should even I do this one? Start it and Krishna will help you to progress. We are not doing by our strength. It's because of Krishna's strength we can do it. So don't worry about the upcoming months. Take it now, from today onwards, 4 rounds of mala. For that purpose, I have requested Ravi to put something together. He's going to share the screen now. Ravi, can you share the screen and explain people here, please?
So Hare Krishna, as Lal Prabhuji mentioned, so this is the Chaturmasya chanting log. So request is to please chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and log our rounds by 11 p.m. every day, end of the day every day. So simple form, we put our name and the number of rounds we chanted and submit. So I'll do a test. So like we put our name and select the number of rounds we chanted and submit. So request is to complete by end of the day, submit this log by end of the day every day.
Thank you. So here is it. It is very simple. As you can see, you chant 4 rounds or 8 rounds, whatever the rounds you are chanting. Every day, after you're done, put your full name and click on the number that you chanted and submit it. Every day you do this one.
Yes,
So
I'll submit this.
if you all can commit to this yourself, it will be a wonderful thing that we can start on a auspicious day like this Chaturmasya. Okay. So I request you to. I'm expecting that you will all participate in this chanting log actively, and children can also start chanting. Do not be afraid. Everyone can do it. It's not hard, especially being lockdown situation, not going out. We have a lot of time if you can think about it. With that said, thank you all very much. I'm looking forward to on this chanting log that you all participate actively. If there's no other questions, you
Hare
all have.
Krishna. Hare
Yes,
Krishna Prabhuji, I just wanted to like confirm one thing, like do we take cilantro leaves and curry leaves on the first month, or do we only avoid spinach kind of things?
yes, spinach kind of thing. This coriander leaf and curry leaves can be an exception.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
So
Krishna.
if you're following complete strictly, then anything which is greeny in color, vegetables, especially leafy vegetables, should be avoided. But then in this case, we are speaking about like a sag item, palak items. Okay, we can just stick on to that one for this month.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Would like to know the significance.
The traveling of Chaturmasya as the 4 months called rainy seasons. Okay.
Okay.
Now, please understand, the rainy season time may not match with each and every country.
Okay.
But nevertheless, we go with the Vedic calendar. When we follow the Vedic calendar, therefore this falls under this period. When this period of time, Rama in Ramayana also was following the Chaturmasya, including the monkeys.
Okay.
They were staying in one place. This is when Rama, when Vali was killed, Sugriva was ready to go find for Sita. And Rama said, hold on for 4 months. It is Chaturmasya time, 4 months. It's better to focus on self and God, especially being this rainy season. And then after the 4 months is done, you can continue searching for Mother Sita. And all the saintly people try to be in one place, avoiding travel. And one of the reasons to avoid the travel is when you travel, you commit more mistakes, more sins. Okay. More sin means you'll kill animals, you're driving, you're killing insects and all those things. All those sinful activities are stopped for 4 months by keeping yourself restricted in one place.
Okay.
And the COVID-19 is the best time for us to follow Chaturmasya, believe it or not.
Okay.
Because we are all in a lockdown situation. Our travel is minimized. That means we can happily follow Chaturmasya by increasing our spiritual activities, hearing more, chanting more, committing ourselves to do things like this, what we are promising today. So these are the significance in short, and there are in the Puranas, there's given more details are given, but this is in short.
Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Any other questions about this committing yourself to this one? Can I get
Prabhuji?
Yes.
Can I ask about the lunar eclipse, which is supposed to happen tomorrow?
Yes.
The significance.
Yeah. This is auspicious. Eclipse are auspicious events. Okay. People have the wrong idea. Eclipse are negative effect. But eclipse are very auspicious because that is when one can perform good activities. How do we perform has been mentioned in the Shastra. What time it has to be performed, and how to be performed. Whatever the
Okay.
details is being given, it's very hard for us to follow in United States. Even in
Mhm.
India, it's hard to follow. But the basic
Correct.
thing is, during this time, one has to try to restrict oneself, not exposing out, but being within in the house,
Okay.
everything closed. Okay, the stories are all, there's a stories also, we can talk about the stories, but I'm just giving you in nutshell short things. Only reason is because I have another meeting that's coming up that I have to attend.
Okay.
But in short, what you have to do is, during this time, we have to chant Vishnu Sahasranama or chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra or things like that. This is the activity that we have to do. Once the eclipse is done, then one has to take a complete shower. The period is over. One has to take complete shower. During the eclipse period, one should not eat anything. Okay, they should restrict eating anything. After that, they have to take a complete shower. Then they start cooking. They start offering the food to God, Krishna, and then take that thing and offer it to a Brahmana or a devotees first. You have to invite someone or go and give it to someone. Best thing you can do is do some donation to the temple. As simple as that.
Okay.
This is the day, auspicious day, you can donate something to the temple. Because temple for sure is going to use it in the right way. Right? So doing donation is a very good thing on eclipse. Any of those eclipse, whether it's solar or lunar or whatever it is, it's best to do donation to the temple. And temple will take care of that aspect.
Okay. Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Any other questions? Last 2 minutes. If not, can I get thumbs up from everyone that we are all enrolling to this chanting logs? I can't see anyone though, but can I get some? Yes? You can unmute and say, everyone can unmute.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. All right. With that said, thank you all very much. Looking forward for your association again next week. Hare Krishna. Thank you.